like a Hellcat.
Right, we're now going to start tagging a little bit of rust. We ain't going to do it all today. We've got that sill to do. I'm waiting for a little panel for that. Waiting for the caliper as well, so we won't get it all done today. But we've got this little hole here in the spare wheel well. Looks like something's poked through that, but we'll just cut it out, put a bit of plate on it, and just get it off the MOT list really. I'll just show you the other hole. See it a bit better now. Just a little one there. But again, I've ordered a new sill section, only 20 quid, and that'll make a nice job of that. And then we'll just tidy some of this bit up down here and re-stone chip it all. Right, let's get to it. I have to excuse the noise. Alright, try and fill that hole. Do a bit of CAD. See, it's indented onto the cardboard. Transfer that onto some steel. We'll cut it out, get it on, get it well. Right, it's taken a couple of attempts. I've made my little plate. And that will go in there, something like that. So we'll get all that set up and magneted onto the body and all straight, and then we'll get it tacked in place. Right, that's held in place roughly. Just going to take a couple of tacks on it and try and square it up a little bit more. Turn the heat up a little bit. as you can see, or not because the light is in the way, it's a bit bird pooey, but I kept blowing holes in it. I think it's I'm going to give it an excuse, is the metal that I cut out for, or the new metal that I cut out is twice as thick as the metal that's on the car, so I'm having to keep the heat up to make a good weld really. So it kept blowing holes in the car bodywork, although we went all the way down to good metal. So we'll do a little bit of finishing with the cleaning wheel and see what it comes out like. Right, just quickly managed to clean back all that. There's a couple of little low spots in there, but it's in the spare wheel well, so who really cares? So I'm just going to give it a dusting of primer. I've got some body colour somewhere I think, so I might give that a little bit of a tickle with that. I just gave that a little bit of a clean up, and you can see where I've done the patch. It's not brilliant, but it's what it is. You're going to be able to see it when the spare wheel's in there. Underneath will all be stone chipped up. So I just run up some primer over it. Just now going to shape the old can and get some colour on it as well. Right, that's the first tack coat on. Just a quick dusting with the green. And then let that dry for 5 or 10 minutes. And then put a full coat on. Right, tack coat's now dry. Just going to chuck another coat on and see if we need to put a third coat on or just leave it as it is. Right, as a second coat on, I think we will have to do it 3 coats, so I'll give that another 15 minutes to dry and then we'll stick the third coat on. The kit did come with lacquer, but none of the inside is lacquered, it's only the outside that are lacquered on one of these, so I won't do a lacquer coat. So I'll make sure it's got a good thick third coat on and let it dry over a day or so and to fully harden up, and then that should be sufficient enough for a spare wheel carrier. Right, second coat is dry. We're now going to do the third coat, last coat, and then see how it turns out. We'll leave it to dry overnight and hopefully that should be sufficient enough. Right, just bring you in a bit closer now. Okay, it's not brilliant, it's in a spare wheel well. You can see where the repair is slightly. I'll zoom into that bit. There you go. That will do. We'll pay a little bit more attention on the sill when we do the sill, because that's obviously on the outside, so it needs to be right because people can see that. But yeah, we'll let that dry overnight. We'll stick the spare wheel and all the tools back in and call that one done.
The next day.
Right, I've excavated all the rust. Gave it a little clean. Found another little patch over here. Just going to give it a treat for cure rust. And I've got one plate already made up, ready to be welded in. So we'll get that treated and some zinc primer on it. Alright, okay, I've just sort of got on with this side. No particular reason, just haven't picked up the camera. You see all the plates all welded in now. I've just gone over it with a DA. I'm just going to slap a little bit of filler in around there, make it a little bit more pretty, sand that down, and also stone chip it. And then that'll be the sill all nice and done. Okay, that's how far we got now. I'll put some filler in it, sand at the back. Please don't shoot me, I'm not no bodywork expert, but you can see very minimal filler in there. And I've just seam sealed the joint here where it's been spot welded on. So just let the seam seal dry off and then we'll give it a dusting of stone chip, and I'll just start masking it up while it's drying. Okay guys, that's that all done. It's all been stone chipped up now. I think that's an acceptable repair for an MOT. Just quickly as well, we've got a new caliper on there as well. You didn't really need to see me fit that, you've already seen me take one off and put another one on. So I think that will do. Lovely.